I finally flew COPA Airlines' business class. This 4-hour journey took us from Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina to Panama City. COPA Airlines is the flag carrier for Panama and also only has a fleet of Boeing 737 aircraft, including the 737-800, MAX 8, and MAX 9. COPA Airlines uses Panama City as a connector to North and South America using their stopover program, which is very useful for people flying to South America. The trip started here from my home city in Charlotte, driving up all the way to Raleigh for my flight. We were supposed to fly on a MAX 9, but we got switched to the MAX 8. The 737 MAX 8 we'll be flying today is Hotel Papa 9808 Charlie Mike Pop. This plane is only 1 year old and is a very new to the COPA Airlines fleet. COPA Airlines flies out of Terminal 2 here in Raleigh-Durham, so that's where we're headed. This is my first time flying out of Raleigh-Durham, so pretty cool to see the new airport. And this is the only airport COPA Airlines flies out of here in North Carolina. Once we walked into Terminal 2, it was easy to find COPA Airlines check-in counter, which we easily checked into and had no problem doing. COPA Airlines offers 4 times weekly flights on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. We decided to go to the United Club Lounge here in Raleigh-Durham, which is a very small space, and we were only here for a little bit. Sadly, the lounge did not offer much as it only had a soda machine and some other drinks, but not much food options, so wouldn't expect to eat here if I were you. And yeah, not much seating at all, so I'd not recommend to come here at all. There are basically also no views at all. So there's nothing to do in the lounge. I decided to go walk around Raleigh-Durham's Terminal 2, which is very cool to see, and it's a very big terminal, so had some fun doing that. I did get to catch this Lufthansa Airbus A330-300 inbound from Frankfurt, and very hard to plane spot here in Raleigh-Durham due to these lines for heat and helping it stay darker here in the terminal. We eventually got called for boarding a little bit later as we were delayed a little bit, but as in business class, we boarded in Group 1. Did not get a view of the plane, but we eventually got to the plane. There's our MAX 8 that we will be flying today. Today's seat will be 3F on the right side of COPA Airlines' business class, one of 16 seats that they offer here on the MAX 8. We were originally supposed to be in the Dreams product, which is a lay-down seat, but got switched to the MAX 8 and now just in normal business class seats. As my first look at the seat, I can notice that it just looks like a normal U.S. domestic airlines first class seat, which is pretty basic, but did offer an amazing view of the 737 MAX 8's engine. As we start to look at the seat, see lots of pitch here. Very cool, very good to see. And lots of space, as you can see. Now we can take a look at the safety card, which is used for all their 737s, which is very cool to see. COPA Airlines also do offer this panorama for them, an in-flight magazine, which most airlines actually don't offer anymore. Sadly, they have no TV screens on this plane, so there is a device holder for you and in-flight streaming services. And then the tray table is, of course, inside the armrest. Here's our pushback from the gate, or so we thought. You'll see what I mean. We ended up sitting right here for over an hour waiting to take off, but since the rocket was taking off in Florida, the airspace had closed and we'd missed our window and had nothing to do now. Since we had been delayed so much, the crew excitingly offered us some water, which I was very excited to see, but would rather have something else besides water. We eventually got sent back to our gate, which they said we'd have to get off the plane and wait 2 hours before trying again to go back to Panama. About 5 minutes later, the captain came on and said that we were able to take off, so now we're gonna push back out of the gate and try again. Here's our pushback from D9 Terminal 2 for the second time today here at Raleigh-Durham International Airport for our retried takeoff to Panama City's Ho Chi Minh International Airport. It sounds really stupid because it is on 2 times speed, so just be with it. Here's our taxi out to the runway, which we are trying again, which is so funny, but here we go, hopefully. Raleigh-Durham offer a few international flights to London, Paris, Dublin, Reykjavik, and Frankfurt, also to Panama City and Mexico City. After a 2-hour delay, here's our takeoff from Raleigh-Durham on runway 23 right. Listen to these CFM LEAP engines. eventually started our climb all the way up to 36,000 feet, which we started at until we dropped down to 33,000 feet later in the flight as we turned eastbound towards the coast and out to the ocean. COPA Airlines do not have seatback entertainment. I'd download your own stuff because this is COPA Airlines streaming service with a few movies, TV shows, and other things. It's not the best, so I'd download your own stuff for your better purpose of what you want to watch. One cool thing is, for the first part of the flight, we were along with a bunch of other planes, which is very cool to see. And yeah, around 30 minutes after departure, the first service started with the meal, which was chicken, pasta, salad, and carrot cake. I had the pasta with carrot cake, nuts, and some bread, which is very, very decent, better than I thought it'd be, and I enjoyed the meal, and it was very, very good, and I'd recommend getting this one. I was a little bit surprised on how much better than it was. I thought it was going to be pretty bad, just expected it, but very, very good. And then about 2 hours later, the services were about to be picked up as we crossed over St. Augustine, Florida, where the rocket had launched. At the lavatory, not much happening in there. So, yeah, it was very tiny, very small, and not the best. So, probably a 5 out of 10, and not good. COPA Airlines' economy is laid on a 3-3 formation, and it's very big. Once everything was cleared, I just decided to chill out, put my chair table back, and watch some shows, and try and sleep a little bit, as there's nothing much happening for the rest of the 2 hours of the flight. Sunset over Cuba, and it became dark, so I didn't have anything to show you. It got really bumpy, but then we just started our descent into Panama City, and yeah, very good. Here's our landing onto runway 03 right at Panama City's Ho Chi Minh International Airport.
Ustedes pasajeros siendo bienvenidos a la ciudad de Panamá. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Panama City.
Overall, loved the seats and thought it was an amazing experience to fly business class, as I barely do. Had a great time, great food, great flight attendants, and overall vibe was amazing. I'd definitely fly them again if I'm flying through their stopover program, and definitely enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Appreciate all your support, and I hope you like this trip report. See you guys.